Hey guys, it's Brandon here on the Internet Chess Club, and I just got finished playing in a simultaneous exhibition with an international master, Dato 2, whose name is Alejo de Dovitis. He's a lawyer and chess trainer, international master in Argentina, and he was giving a simultaneous exhibition with time controls 30 minutes game and 30-second increments. I'm not 100% sure how many other people were playing in this simultaneous exhibition, but I had the black pieces and I managed to get a draw. So this is my first time under any circumstances scoring half a point or more versus a titled player. So I thought it was exciting, and I just thought I'd take a look at the game, go over the game real quick. So he opened with d4 and knight f3 on the third move after c4, and I played b6. The queen's Indian. The idea of this move is to either put the bishop here, where it's controlling the e4 square along with the knight, so the knight and the bishop trying to hold up the e4 advance, or sometimes the bishop even comes out here to a6, bothering this pawn, trying to misplace some of white's pieces. He played a3, which is the Petrosian variation. It seems a little weird to put this this pawn here on a3 and sort of not develop a piece, but white is arguing that this knight here on c3 is so important in terms of getting this e4 square that it's worth spending this tempo to prevent this bishop from coming here to b4 and pinning the knight, which will be here to the king. So white expends this tempo just to be able to put the knight onto c3. So, okay, bishop b7, knight c3, d5. This is the main line of this variation. White plays takes. Okay, black gives up the center and has less space. But after queen c2, knight takes, pawn takes, white does get some more central pawns, but black will later try to break the center up or force white to clarify the center with c4, and then it's possible, depending on how things in the center shake up, that there could be some weaknesses for black to play against on the queen side. So, okay, bishop e7, e4, castles, bishop d3, and now, okay, c5 attacking the center. This is all theory. Castles. I played here this move g6, and my intention was to sort of get out of theory because this is not a theory move. In fact, I don't think it's a very good move. I think maybe I should have considered h6 here. I was concerned about this move coming in here with tempo on this pawn, but really I could have just. I was sort of seeing ghosts with that type of thing. I could really have easily just played something like knight d7 and wait for him to play e5 and then take, because now if e5, okay, h6, and I can just exchange here and then get the d5 square. So for example, h6, if he plays a move like rook e1, I can take here. This pawn is a weakness. This is a nice bishop, and this square is a hole in the position. So, and of course, this pawn, the queen could attack. I can put my rooks on these files, attacking the pawn. So, maybe even something like this, and then the knight here to put pressure on this pawn. And this bishop is not doing a whole lot. So, I think this would have been okay for me. So I really didn't have to play something like g6, but okay, we're out of theory now. And he played this move bishop b2, which I was not expecting. I was expecting bishop to f4, and I would just stop my queen from coming to c7, sort of making it tough for me to find a good spot for my queen. But okay, he wants to get his bishop on this long diagonal, which he's hoping to blow open at some point, which he managed to do. I just wasn't quite in time to stop it. So okay, knight d7, rook here. I wanted to just get the queen off of the rook file, and also my idea with this move was to put these queens opposite each other, so that if I were to take and he were to take with the pawn, I could trade queens, eliminate his attack, and he would be sort of any attacking possibilities, and he would sort of be left with not too much to play for. Still slight advantage, but this isn't really what an international master is looking for, in this opening variation. So he played just queen to e2, which is a good move, because now he's going to be looking to play d5 at some point, and after the capture's on d5, the queen is eyeing my bishop, which is unprotected. So that could be a problem for me in the future. So I just decided to protect this bishop. Now he played rook to this file again, and here I played rook to c8, and I was hoping to get the move c4 in here. So let's just consider after rook c8 if he makes a nothing move like this. This was my positional idea. It's sort of, I'm not sure, it relieves some of the tension in the center, but on the other hand, this bishop is now staring at this pawn, which can never move forward. This bishop has had to be moved out of the way. Okay, he probably still has ideas with this break here, and but I thought this was a decent positional idea for me, so that's what I was looking to play, but that didn't happen in the game. He played this move, bishop to b5. Now, the bishop is pinning this rook, which is a problem, and I thought he was threatening knight to e5, attacking this again, and I would be in all kinds of trouble. But the computer actually said that I should have just played c4 anyway. And after knight to e5, I have this move, knight takes e5, and if he takes my rook, this pawn is given this knight the d3 outpost. So now the rook is attacking this bishop, and the knight is attacking this rook. So if he retreats the bishop, then I grab here, and material's even, and well, he's got this weak pawn here. This bishop is doing nothing. I think I'm just doing fine in this position. I don't think I have any problems at all. This bishop is somewhat trapped. He'll have to spend some time to get it back out, but I didn't see that continuation in the game. To be fair, it's a 30-second increment, but I'm not spending too much time on my moves. I should have spent a little more time. I wanted to keep the pace sort of brisk, just to maybe give him some time trouble down the road. So anyway, let's go back to the game. After this bishop pin, I just played this move, bishop c6, to break the pin, and he took and played d5. So he's getting this d5 break in, and things get a little bit difficult for me at this point, because now after queen c6, I was still praying that he might let me get in c4 here, just so this pawn wouldn't be a protected pass pawn and this bishop would be blocked. But of course, he just played this move, protecting the pawn, opening the bishop on this diagonal, and things are looking pretty bad for me. My queen is sort of just sitting here blockading this pawn, which is not what a queen wants to do. Maybe my position would be okay if I could have the knight blockading the pawn here, but in any case, I really had to spend a little bit of time here coming up with some kind of defensive plan. But you can see the time situation. I still have 24 minutes, and he's down to 12, so it's getting a little bit to be in my favor. So the problem is a move like this, which is what I would like to play, attacking the queen, and fails to. Queen takes two rooks for the bishop with check, and now he can do this kind of thing. And this is just two rooks for the queen, and this position is probably completely winning for white with this pass pawn that I've got and he can penetrate with the rooks. So that's the defensive problem for me. I have to figure out some way to deal with these threats, and what I decided was that I would try to get my king here onto h7, so that I could pull off this maneuver with the bishop here, and if he took 2 rooks for the queen, it wouldn't be with check, and then I could take this bishop, which would be hanging, because there would be nothing protecting it anymore. So just to illustrate, given an example here, let me just get rid of these. If he just does nothing moves, like this, of course this would never happen, but the idea is, now I'm attacking the queen, and if he does this 2 rooks for the queen thing again, it's not with check, so I can grab this bishop that's hanging on b2. And this is, of course, just much better for me because I'm essentially a piece up. So that was my defensive plan, but it takes some time. And he played this move here, queen to e3, attacking this point here. And now the king comes up. And now he played this move, bishop to c1, which I admit I missed. And now I think, well, I thought about, and the computer suggests g5 here as a defensive plan, but I didn't like the look of all these open diagonals on my king, and not to mention white's probably coming with h4 pretty quick, and really wasn't sure what I was even going to be doing about h4. So what I decided to do instead of this g5 move, which the computer gave, was to just go 2 rooks for the queen, which he went for because otherwise there's nothing left in the position. Now play bishop here, getting this bishop on the long diagonal, which is a much better diagonal than the one he was on. And after this move, now I played bishop to f6, just cutting out the entry points on the 7th rank for the rook. So this was my defensive plan. And okay, white's a little bit better. He's got this passed pawn, and 2 rooks for the queen is usually an advantage for the 2 rooks. But okay, he's got 7 minutes to 19 minutes, and I thought maybe I had some chances to hold this. Doesn't look great, but okay. Let's see what happened. He played a4, and I played a5. I'm not sure about this move. These pawns are little bits of a target for me now. The bishop can't really protect him, and I didn't want any. I didn't want him to be able to push a5, a4. Get the rook here, grab this pawn, try to push this passed pawn home, or even a5 takes, and then swing pressure onto this point. Maybe it's not working because this knight is a nice defender, but tying me down, that kind of thing. So I just decided to push forward with a5. I'm not sure if that's a great decision or not, but okay, he played this move g3, which both gives his king some air and simply threatens bishop to f4, which would trap my queen. My queen would have absolutely no squares to go to after that move. So he's really pushing me here. So I played this move, queen d7, and now giving my queen this square, which temporarily pins this knight, this pawn to the knight, which is unprotected, and got my queen out of danger. But here he played the move knight to e5, and I wasn't completely sure what to do in this position. He's getting kind of low on time. I didn't think this was any good for me. In fact, I was pretty sure this was just losing because this pawn is going to just rush home and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. So I'm pretty sure that the trades there were not going to be beneficial for me at all. So I wasn't really sure what to do. Thankfully, I found this move, g5, after a minute. And the idea of this move, of course, is that I'm attacking the defender of this knight. So the knight's under-defended. He has to move the bishop or take my knight. And I thought that if he took my knight after queen takes, that I was hanging on still. And so the idea, this is what happened in the game, because I thought I was hanging on here, because now he has to move the bishop, and I'm getting some counterplay. I'm winning this pawn, maybe winning this pawn, and grabbing some counterplay, against these weakened pawns on the queen side. So this is what happened in the game, and he played he played this move. But actually, going back here, the computer suggested somehow that he also had this move here, and I didn't look closely at this line, but apparently this was a drawing option also, or a decent option for white. But okay, you don't want to just sacrifice a piece for nothing when you have 5 minutes, and he's also thinking about other boards. So let's go back to the main line. So after he took, okay, I grabbed this pawn. So I'm up, getting closer to even material. 2 rooks for a queen and a pawn is probably close to even, but he does still have this pawn to think about, which is dangerous. So he played the move rook here, attacking this pawn, and I just decided to bail out and grab this pawn. And now his idea is to push here, and after I play queen d5, oops, excuse me, he doesn't play that. Of course, he plays this, protecting the pawn. So I'm up some material here, up a pawn, because now after this move I played bishop e5, attacking the pawn again. And I don't think there's any tactics that work here with stuff like this. I wasn't completely sure, but I didn't think this was any good for, just how is he defending the pawn now, for example? Well, he could do this, but I could even take. No, I can't take, of course. I wasn't sure, but I wasn't. I thought maybe I could even get some perpetual checks here if that wasn't working out for me. So anyway, he didn't go for that. He played bishop here, at which point I just bailed out and went into this endgame, which is a queen and 2 rooks and two pawns. And I'm pretty sure that this endgame would be completely winning for me if these 2 pawns were connected and could protect each other. Unfortunately, they're split pawns, and thus that makes it harder for one queen to stand up and protect each pawn from the 2 rooks. So he played this move, and here I mouse slipped. I played queen here to c6. I meant to play queen here, just protecting. I'm not sure it really does anything in the long run. But well, I'm trying. I'm playing here. I've still got a pawn. I don't know if this is winning or not. Probably not, but I certainly can't. I don't think I could lose this. I don't know. Not 100% sure, but anyway, none of that happened because I mouse slipped and played here, so he just grabbed this pawn. Now I just decided to push this pawn up the board, and you can see that after rook takes, it's 2 rooks for the queen, equal on pawns, and I think it's very, very difficult to win this position. White's definitely a little bit better, but with the king, there's always perpetual check chances for black with this king in this type of position. And additionally, his time was 2 minutes and 46 seconds versus 17 minutes and 43 seconds for me. And he had some other boards to think about, I'm sure. And it's really, really tough to try to win this with that kind of time and the other boards to deal with. So he offered a draw, which I accepted at this point because I don't think there's any chance to play for a win here for black, of course. And you could never really lose this with white, but a draw is a fair result if you ask me. So okay, just a quick overview of that game. It was a Queen's Indian, Petrosian variation. This is the main line, where I played this strange move, g6. I probably should have played h6 or maybe none of that, but okay. I tried to get in I tried to get in this c4 idea to blockade his bishop, but he put a stop to that. He got a passed pawn and a nice bishop here, so I had to come up with some defensive tries. And I played h6, king here, and now went for this 2 rooks for the queen middle game, and now using this bishop to cut out the entry onto the 7th rank. Now, after this series of moves and g5, which I think was a nice find by me, I think the game is getting towards equal here because I'm winning these pawns, and after this sequence of events here, this is getting to be pretty drawish. So, all right, an interesting game. My first score versus an IM in some way, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.